We should be live now. I'm just gonna push a picture out on Instagram, letting people know I'm live. Then we'll get going. Link. All right, let's get going. So, welcome. As you can see, I'm back from Miami. So back home. Back to Rotterdam. Back to the Netherlands. Back to the gloomy, rainy weather. Um, so yeah, since I had to be away for work, I have a bit of a work to do. So this is probably not going to be a very interesting stream if you're just interested in like fun stuff. I just have a bunch of like of your work that needs to be done. So in this stream, I'm just gonna be doing work because I don't have the time to do something fun and work today. So this is gonna be my working Sunday. But what I thought would be fun is to bring you along and see how some of the stuff I do, your sort of behind the scene about what it takes to your work with me. So this is gonna be a work stream. I'm just gonna be doing some work. I'm mostly gonna do work that's of course non-confidential, which I am okay to stream. But yeah, at least you guys can have insight into what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, and I can tick a few things off my off the to-do list. But I would like to know about what you think about stuff like this. Do you want more behind the scenes of like working video, just to know what kind of stuff I do in my attempt to build a startup out here? So cause a lot, a lot of my weekends I am working as well. Of course, I do my best like not to stretch my work into my weekends. But yeah, often that's not very easy. Of course, I only take work on the weekend that's not very heavy load. Some stuff I can do in a more like relaxed way. So that's the kind of work I like to take into the weekend so that I can do it in like so without being too stressed about it. So yeah, so that's what you're gonna see today. Some of the work I'm finishing, and let me just jump right into it. So just to give you guys a bit more of a context into what I'm working on is recently I went to attend a conference in America. It was called ATIA. It's an so ATIA stands for Assistive Technology. Wait, let me just share my screen so you see what I'm talking about. Uh, Sorry, I'm just playing around with my OBS. It's acting a little funky today. Gotcha. Um, so yeah, so it's called. So there's this thing called Assistive Technology Industry Association. It's an industry association. Means it's a group of industries that form this association, and they lobby for the rights of assistive technology in different forums. So they organize a yearly conference. It's called ATIA conference. It happens in Orlando, Florida. So this time the conference happened on the 26th to the 29th of this year. So of course, since like my business Envision is in the assistive technology space, it was so important for us to be at this event. This is so like the last two events have been a virtual event because of the pandemic. So in 2022, in 2020 and 2021, they have been virtual events. So this was like the first in-person events after the pandemic that they were having. And these events are usually are, are usually a big affair because the market is such a niche market. So we have a couple of such events that happen. That's where a lot of the distributors and industry professionals show up. There are also some events that are also more focused on the consumers and the end users, but this is an event that's mainly focused on the industry professionals. So here is where you will meet the distributors of assistive technologies. This is where you will meet the people who are from different organizations that offer rehabilitation solutions to the blind and visually impaired people. So that's the kind of stuff that you will see here. So this is the conference that we took part in. We had a booth. We had a place where we was doing a demonstration from, and we also had a like a presentation slot where we went and did a presentation to people. So what my job for today is to sort of summarize my. So there are two tasks that I have today. One is to sort of write a summary and outcome a report of how the event went, and the other one is to write a blog post about it. So I'm gonna do both, and I'm just gonna do it while you guys are watching. As long as it's interesting, I'll keep the stream on. But yeah, I think within an hour I should be able to wrap up both of this work. So as I do it, I will do my best to keep talking you through the process as to how I'm putting together the report. What does we as a company look for as the success metrics for attending events like this, and give you an insight into how my experience of attending this event itself was. Before we begin, time for some coffee. It's been a slow Sunday. I've been pretty relaxed so far, but yeah, now we'll jump into it so that we can start putting things in place. So I'm gonna use Notion, which is the tool I use to do a lot of our official stuff. So this is like a really good tool. It's like a shared stuff that you can have with your whole team. So whatever I put down here, I can sort of share the page with my team. So I like it as a pretty nice tool. So basically, this is the structure that I prepared, and that's what I'll be filling out today. So of course there are the impressions post things. So I went there with a colleague of mine whose name is Bob. So these are his impressions in here. I need to still write my impressions, so I'll get working on that, and then I will have to go and sort of figure out, talk about what are the success metrics we achieved, what were the success metrics that were not achieved, what were the lessons we learned, and what are the follow-up actions. So those are sort of the things I will be summarizing. But before I jump into that, maybe it's good to show you some pictures of the event itself and what all we did at the event. So I took all of them. Actually, you know what? Let me snatch them from a Slack channel. I dumped most of them. Yeah, I should maybe make a folder. So yeah, I think I'll do that first. I'll put all of the pictures from the event on a drive folder so that it's there for everybody to see later. So let that be the first task for today. Let me just get to the right drive folder. Yeah. So since I'm doing this newly, I'm being a little extra careful not to show things that I'm not supposed to show, like confidential stuff. But yeah, there's nothing super confidential. I think we run our business pretty transparently. But yeah, there's still some like figures and such that I'm not very comfortable sharing. Let's see, where is the right folder? Marketing, no, photos. ATI 2022. Cool. So I will need to keep dumping photos into this. Let me just download all the photos first. It's all in a big Slack channel basically. Download, 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 download. Oh, this is really gonna overload. Yeah, I need to be sure to delete them once I am done with them. Download, download, download. Oops. Okay, I think I broke slide. Download. Download, download. I'm just downloading a bunch of pictures from our internal Slack. So that's a channel that we use, and that's where we sort of dumped all the pictures during our trip. So I'm just gonna make sure that I put all those pictures in one place. So then, as I make my report, I can access them. Download, download. I think that's all the pictures. And now what I'm gonna do is let me start uploading them out here. It's about 44 pictures, and then there's a bunch on my phone that I've not put up there. So yes, they're still uploading. There's a bunch here that's still going on. Oh no, there's a bunch of them that are in HIEC format that I need to reformat. So that's all the pictures. There's still some uploading. Uh, but yeah, that's all the pictures that we took at the event. Let me show you some of them so you see what we're talking about. So this is basically what the event was. Can I just do like a slideshow view or something? Or you know what? Yeah, this is on Drive. Maybe it's better if I show it to you on preview or something. Yeah, this is better maybe. Let's see, how do I get to the beginning? Yeah, so this is an image. So this is basically image of one of the social media posts we made about being there. This is us actually being there. This is somebody using Envision glasses to get around the exhibition space. They were actually trying to use the glasses to figure out where they were. There's actually a funny video that somebody took of me when I was there. This is basically when after the event we sort of go down to the bar and to have some drinks. But yeah, I am still pitching Envision glasses to people even when I'm at the bar. So yeah, as you can see, it's a pretty active environment, and that's me being me, pitching classes instead of getting drunk, I think. We had some people from the TV crew, so yeah, that's my that's a colleague of mine, a Bob, who is demonstrating the Envision glasses to people who are filming him. Lots of visitors. So this is basically our booth space. So this is where we were. So this is sort of the space. We actually got like a small space. Then we were able to extend and get a bigger space. I really liked how this backdrop came out to be. It's something that we printed here, and I took it with me all the way to Florida, and I really liked the way it came out. More pictures of the booth. These are pictures with some of our distributors who are distributing Envision glasses in Florida. This is Bob and Jose at our booth. This is me and Bob. This is, I think, the first day we were there once we had set everything up. So yeah, this is basically where we were for 3 days, just talking to people, making connections, which was really nice actually, to really go out and be able to talk to people after a while. Jose, Bob and me, more pitching, more videos of us doing stuff. This is a pretty popular YouTuber. His name is Sam. He runs a YouTube channel called The Blind Life. So he dropped by our booth and he made a quick video about about what Envision is up to and what the latest updates are. That should be out soon. Yeah, so that's his channel called The Blind Life. You guys should go check him out for sure. He's pretty incredible in the kind of stuff he puts out. More pictures of, I think this is a video. No, this is a picture. Yeah, the good thing about being at a event like this is you have a lot of dogs coming along. So we always had like a series of doggos stopping by our booth and doing stuff. Yeah, this is Sam recording stuff. It's another dog. Yeah, just more visitors at the booth. So I think this gives you an idea about what the, like sort of after what kind of an event it was that we went to. Oh, that's a, I don't know how that picture got here, but this is my team. Basically, this is a picture we took at one of our team outings. So yeah, I don't know how the orders got shuffled and what that picture is doing here, but yeah, nice. More pictures. I think that's it. So this is basically repeating those pictures, I think. But yeah, this is Envision at ATIA through pictures in a nutshell. Cool. So now that all the pictures are uploaded, 90 pictures, I have this to use from. I need to make sure I delete those pictures from my hard drive. I don't want it to bloat. Yeah, so I'm thinking what makes more sense to do first. Should I do the blog post first or should I do this first? Um, I'm gonna just make a page for the blog post already. ADIA blog. Um, yeah, because blog is gonna be a more short summary. This is something that is gonna be shared externally, so this is more gonna be yeah, something that everybody, this is something that we'll sort of publish it on the Envision's website, so people can see. So this sort of need not be as detailed as the other stuff, but it needs to be something that's detailed enough so that people can um, sort of get a feeling of how the event was. I'm thinking. So when I'm usually doing stuff like this, I sort of scribble, like notes. So I have this scribble book which I use a lot, and it's when somebody else would open it, it's gonna be just gibberish stuff for them because I just scribble stuff which just makes sense to me. But it sort of really helps me structure my thoughts. If I have to write a blog post, I'll probably write the big points that needs to be in there, and then use that structure to form it in my head. And this is something that I don't know. I'm not able to do this digitally. I just sort of feel much more comfortable doing this with a pen on a paper. So I just sort of go and I put down what is it that I'm thinking, and then I use that as a point for me to make a structure upon. Today's date 6/2. So I always make sure I start with writing the date at the like in the corner. Why? Because sometimes I sort of have this thing that, hey, I want to like refer back to this thing I wrote, and then if you have notes like me, which is just a chaotic notes, it's very hard to go back and find it. But then if I just remember the date on which I had that thought, or on the date at which I was doing it, I know I just need to look for that date so that everything is in a chronological order. And on that shelf there I have like books like numbered like this. I think I'm on number 15 now. So I started doing this since I came here in the Netherlands, and I started doing this for my university. So every semester actually I had a book, and that's sort of how the practice started. That every semester I have like one book of notes, so that I can sort of refer things on it. And I think that's how the practice just continued. So I'm now just buying this exact same like notebooks actually. So this like A5, a notebook from Hema, that's become sort of the go-to like notebook for me. Just yeah, so this is off always in my bag. So at any point at in a meeting or anywhere when I need to make notes, I just quickly flip this out, and a lot of stuff is is out here. I probably will not refer back to like a lot of this, but yeah, sometimes just writing things down, they help me either remember something, or they help me to structure my thoughts at the time that I'm like noting something down. Um, so yeah, for example, for the ATIA blog, I know I need to start with some good intro. Um, I'm not really good at writing, or like not really an expert. Like I love writing, but yeah, I think a good opener, something that is going to hook people in, is something that I always like. Something that sort of like hooks people from the get go. Something that starts off well. What are the things that we need to mention in the blog? I've never done this. Now that I think of it, thinking out loud. So yeah, so for me, first time really thinking out loud how I think, which is very very weird. But yeah, usually I just do it, and then I've never reflected on what is my thought process like. But yeah, for the first time, I think now I'm thinking out loud what my thought process is. So which is interesting. So yeah, a good intro would be nice. It could be either funny, it could be like memorable, maybe something about the weather. I'll think about it. Then what are the key components that I need to mention? I need to mention it's the first physical event. The crowd was decent, right? So that's something people would like to know. Like how many people were there? I think That's gonna be a question on a lot of people's mind. And I'm not an expert on that actually as well, because I was there for the first time. So this is my first time attending ATI events. I have no reference point, but I did talk to a lot of people about it, and they said the crowd was about 25% of what it usually is. And they said usually you get about 2,000 people. So 25% of that means there were about 500 people who attended the event in total, which actually makes sense. It sort of adds up to the ratio. So yeah, 25% of normal is what I think was there going forward. But yeah, I think it was still a good quality event. I think the people who were there at least was we made some really good connections. So I think I should mention that, but without going into details as to what those connections were. Mm, what else? Yeah. So the thing is, this blog is, yeah, of course, it's a blog about our experience, but it also needs to be a plug about what Envision is offering. So I think I need to plug like Envision Enterprise, which is one of the new offerings that we're exploring. So I should sort of plug that. That's something that we had approached. That's something that is the new concept that we've taken to this event, and what the response to that was. Okay. What else are we thinking about? Yeah, I have a feeling it's much better if I do the internal one, the outcomes, then I do the blog post, because then at least I have the extensive one, and then it's maybe easier to make a shorter version once I have the extensive version already. And then, yeah, I think I should do my impressions last once I have this mapped out. Or maybe I should start with my impressions. Yeah, I think I start with my impressions because that's like sort of just me dumping my thoughts in there, without really thinking about it a lot. Okay, time to start writing. What were my impressions? Okay, I'm gonna write it in a bullet points. That way, I don't really have to spend time making everything into structures. The event was well organized. The location was good, and the layout was clear. The communication by the ATIA team, the communication and support. I think the ATI team did a really good job in the communication and support that they have had. Communication support by the ATIA team at the event was really good. First thing I'm going to talk about is our booth. So let me make booth. Our booth location wasn't the best, but it wasn't too bad either. It was just shy of the furthest corner. However, since we were able to expand our booth space and become a junction booth, we had people coming to our booth a lot. So we were a junction booth, and what I mean is that our booth was like on the air, on sort of the thing. So we had more people. We had people coming from here and here. How do I explain it? I want to draw it? Can I draw things in this? Oh yeah. No. sucks. Can't just draw something in this. Can I draw something here? Uh, can I draw something here? No. Why does none of these things have a drawing? Add sketch. Add a sketch. Oh, this is so cool. I never knew this. So I can sketch things on my iPhone, and then that'll be added to this, to my notes. That's so cool. I just never knew this existed. Yeah, this is the thing I love about iOS ecosystem. Sorry, this is like a sidetrack, and people are gonna accuse me of Apple fanboying again, but this is really cool. So I'm on the Notes app, and I just wanted to make a quick, like a sketch to explain, like what I mean by the junction booth, and I can just now sketch something on my iPhone, and it will show up on my notes, which I can hopefully then put it into the Notion page. That's really cool. So I wanna say we were a junction booth. So with that I mean we were no. Oh, okay. Taking back that hand. It's on. It's annoying because there's no undo button on the Sketch app. I can erase it, but I just want to also be able to undo something I just drew badly. Okay. So this is a junction. And our booth was here. No, see, this is what I mean. I just want to. So I want to do this, but I want a bigger pen. And our booth was here, right? So that helped. So having the booth at the corner there. So I want to export this now. Oh, cool. See? But now, can I just drop it here? Oh, cool. Oh, but why did it do this weird thing? Go away. Can I just... Yeah, I think I'm sort of successful in explaining it, but yeah, I'm just gonna make a different sketch later and put it there because this is not a great sketch. Can I just sketch on the Notes app myself and then just share the sketch? What happens if I just share this note like this? Yeah, I don't want to bust out Figma for something very basic like this. You know what will be nice to do this? I know it's gonna be a weird choice, but I think just an Instagram story creation is just probably the easiest way to do this. Perfect. So I'm gonna. So yeah, that's literally what I was looking for. It's just a simple way to draw it. So I want to show the before and after. That's what I want to do. So I want to first show the Envision booth here. Then what I want to show is, yeah, I'm just spending way too much more time than I need to on something so stupid. But yeah, this is just one of those things when I'm doing something, I just get so, like sidetracked, and I just want to express it in this particular way that I really wanted to, even though it's not really meaningful. But yeah, that's sort of this problem, almost OCD like problem that I have, where I just have to do it that way. So yeah, I just spent a bunch of time making these illustrations. Where it go? To show how the booth layout was advantageous to us. Yeah. So what I'm trying to explain is that first we just had like a small space, which was not a great space because it was in the corner, and then people have to come here and here to notice us. And this was sort of in the cornermost spot, so it was not, so like not a lot of people were actually coming up all the way here, right? Because we know that, because people in booth here and here were like very annoyed that not a lot of people are showing up in their booth space. Um, but then since we got there, this booth space was empty, so we could actually expand our space, and then we actually got visibility from here. So people who are just coming here, they could also see us, and this is so like a lot of people are coming here and seeing us, then not, because a lot of people are also going this way. They just come here, they just take a glance, and they just exit. So we were actually also able to gather more people who are coming here. So I think this booth space was better when we actually got those two people in. Whoops, can I not? Is what is it doing this? Okay, I can't. Nope, it's not what I want. Command Z, command Z. Just gonna do this. Cool. Why is this jumping up? Cancel. Cool. So yeah, I think our boot location wasn't the best. Uh, let's just share the corner. Wasn't the best in the beginning. It was just shy of the furthest corner. The people who had booth further up from us suffered from lower footfall. Cool. So spoke about booth. What else I want to talk about when it comes to booth? Really happy with the way the backdrop turned out. It was really noticeable, and also got questions and appreciation about it from other exhibitors. drop in a picture of the booth, no, of just the backdrop. Let's see. Is there a. Oops. Why does it mess with all the order when you do it? Oh, this is the image. Okay, I'm gonna sort by date added. This is actually very pronounced. Cool. Now let's move on from the booth to talk about attendance. Okay. We're told the first day seemed pretty packed, but the following 2 days the crowd seemed to be lesser and lesser. We were told by other exhibitors who had attended previous ATIAs that the crowd they are seeing is about 25% of what they normally see. Normal attendance. Quick math. Normal attendance is about 2000 people. 2022 attendance is about 2000 into 0.25, which is about 500 people, which seems like what it was. In our booth we spoke to between 100 to 150 people across the 3 days. So it was 2 full days and 2 half days. So yeah, I think across 3 days, spoke to about 100 to 150 people. if I can do other configuration with my cut stuff out. Okay, across 3 days, yeah, I spoke to about 100, different people. Um, Collected about 75 contact information. Yeah, 150, maybe 100, 120 people is making me more sensible. Okay. And then most people were from industries not not users. Most people were industry professionals, not users. Mainly distributors and representatives of rehabilitation organizations. Impression of envision classes. Not a lot of people had heard of envision, which was a bit surprising. Maybe a good indication of why we should be at such events. Awareness. When they saw a demo of the device, they were all very impressed and seemed very excited about it. What else is important to mention? I think a lot of them just wanted to get demonstration units of these. A lot of them wanted to get demonstration units to have at their organizations to show to their clients and customers. Yeah, I think that's one of the lessons learned. I'm just also gonna start putting things here. The awareness about envision and envision classes is still very low amongst industry professionals and organizations. What else is there? Yeah. Okay. What other impressions do I wanna have? This is a lot of that is nice. What are my big takeaways? Let me just start reading the conclusion part. If I think of something else, I will. The amount of connection we made was less than expected. However, the quality of these connections seem high and could lead to value generation if followed upon well. Direct sale, sale, exhibition, or even opportunity for that due to no consumers the event. Follow up with the organizations could lead to purchase of some demo units. The awareness is probably the most important outcome. Awareness amongst these highly influential industry professionals is probably the most important outcome. Which hopefully would have a snow. What is that effect you call when it's a network effects? When, yeah, you tell one people, two people, not like a paramedic, not like a, yeah, like a pyramid scheme, but like what's nice word? Is it a snowball effect? I think snowball is the effect, no? Would have a snowball effect. Okay. Success metrics achieved. So let's see. We already had success metrics defined before the event. So I'm just gonna look at this here. And I'm just gonna focus on what we achieved and what we didn't achieve. Was the first one achieved or not achieved? The first one was achieved, eh? This was not achieved. So I'm gonna move that to here. Boom. 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 Develop relations with at least 4 US distributors. We'll set up meetings with distributors, ask for attendance at a booth. It most likely to be attended by all East Coast. So I think there were 4 distributors of ours. We met and had good conversation with 4 distributors, which is Florida Vision, of course. Florida Vision. Crystal Vision. What is this other one called? Advanced Low Vision. Advanced Low Vision. And fourth one was oops, whoa, what the hell? Ability to access. Ability to access. Create a relationship with minimum of 3 important BVI organizations in the US. I think we met more than 3 for sure. We met more than 3 for sure. Yeah, how do I find out how many we met? Oops, I shouldn't have this on here. Yeah, because a lot of these were from a lot of universities. Miami Lighthouse for the Blind. That's. I'm just gonna quickly do a quick count of how many organizations, how many BVI organizations specifically we met. Education Cooperative, so that's one. Center for Independent Living, that's two. Whoops. Okay. The Arkansas Department of Education, that's three. Warren County Board of Education. I got this 4. New Vision for Independence 5. Missionary School for Blind 6. Special Cooperative, that's 7. At Regionally, that's 8. Helen Keller, that's 9. That's 10. That's 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We have contact of 20 PVI organizations who came to booth. These vary from Lighthouse, these include Lighthouse, rehab, training centers, national and state centers. Doesn't include 80 departments of schools, colleges, and organizations. Lending libraries. Okay, then moving on. Create awareness of finishing classes by demonstrating 50 people. This was technically achieved. As we demonstrated to more than 100 people identify contacts. Maybe I should play music, right? Just to get the juices flowing. Let me play some music. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not talking too much because yeah, just focused. So yeah, this is I'm not really used to talking and working, talking and thinking. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure if this what I'm doing is interesting to anyone to just watch me do stuff. But yeah, just me working right now. So this is mostly done. So I have a good summary of what happened so that people in my team can read it and understand it. I'll probably put this in a small presentation deck so that it's easier for me to present this to them on Monday. I think I have my impressions down. I think I'm ready to write the blog now. And I'm also a little tempted to make like a super quick video about it instead of a blog so that people can also listen to it. You know, but yeah, let me just do the first things first. Let me just make a blog post so that we have that at least, and then if I have time, and if I'm feeling motivated enough, I might make a small video summarizing it. Okay, ADIA blog. Let's go. I think I'm gonna write it as a personal blog, maybe from my personal opinion, so that it's has more engaging. It shouldn't be like a company talking kind of a thing. Maybe I should just make it a little more personal. Yeah, let me just hit it out. I'm gonna break this up. It's one long sentence. Secondly, perhaps more important. landed. I landed in Orlando. Dear, dearly, to give me sufficient time to how much jet lag. Jet lag. I was greeted. I was greeted by being. How do you this jet lag? Two words. Jet lag. And in Orlando, really, give me sufficient time to get over my jet lag. Getcha. Soon as I stepped out of the airport, I was greeted by raindrops. I was greeted by rain. How do I make it a little poetic? I was greeted by rain. So I was greeted by the splatter. Splatter. Splatter is the right word, no? Splatter. What is splatter? Search with Google. Splash with the liquid. Featured. Splatter of rain. I think lose hope of that now saying. Yeah, this is becoming too much about my weather shit. I just wanted that to be a reference, not a big thing. Lose hope. That's the day. The sun. ADIA is the annual conference organized by the Assistive Technology Industry Association. We edit later. ATI is the annual conference organized by the Assistive Technology Industry Association. As the name suggests, this conference brings together industry professionals in the field, this field from across the world under one roof. knowledge business. Go to Orlando. After of doing this event virtually, this was the first visit in person since the pandemic. There was lightning storm right now. Dude, this literally feels like that like lo-fi or like lo-fi a song. There is this thing about the girl sitting by the window doing some work. There's a rain in the background. That's literally what this is right now. There's like pouring rain outside, lightning as well. There is like lo-fi music playing, and I'm just out here working. Palpable. See. Hold. Colleagues and friends. I just remembered something I should mention here, maybe. The session, lecture session was poorly timed and located. Probably because submitted last minute. It was at 8:30 a.m. in the morning and at the farthest end of the event space. Please do. Way down on the exhibit hall. 15 people in attendance. Still very engaged crowd. Had good questions to ask during the Q&A part. Whoa, that was a pretty piercing lightning. Questions during the Q&A part. The day of the event, the day of the event, so going to the exhibit halls. The first day was very promising. Promising. Our booth. There were two of us. At our booth, giving demonstrations of animation class. Long blog post. I don't really usually like writing long blog posts. Short and sweet is nice, but yeah, I'm gonna write and then edit. I think that's the way to do it. Just write, put all the thoughts out, and then edit it and try to make it crisp. Demonstration was met with exclamation, with a jaw drop, exclamation. That seems unreal. That's when I realized So we have, so we had launched classes little over a year ago. The pandemic had restricted our restricted the awareness about our product, the industry lack of events like PDIA. This actually look, I want to convey it nicely. Serves as a source for new technology and products. Is jaw dropping one way? Stunned. That's when I realized. That even though we had launched vision glasses about a year ago, a lot of visitors to our booth were shocked as to how they had not heard of us before. Our visitors were shocked. They were shocked as to how they had not heard of us before. Why is it? Our visitors were shocked how they had not heard of it before. This goes to show how crucial men's ADIA are for the crucially men's ADIA are for the awareness addition to spreading awareness of a disruptive product, disruptive product, you are also able to interact with several organizations and employers who in addition to spreading awareness of a disruptive product, we also had were very keen about our new service. Under this offering, partners with leading organizations, employers who want to make their workspace and work flows more accessible for blind, visually impaired employees. All products, customization, and services provide the right platform for customized solution that can help it should be awareness of addition to spreading awareness of destructive, it also entered companies who are keen about our new service and original try under this offering. Envision partners with leading organizations and employers who want to make their workspace and workflows more accessible for their financially impaired envisions products in combination with our platform. We customize this. This are these still royalty free music, or am I gonna get the It's optimistic. Boom. So that is my blog. It's done. This is the first draft of the blog, of course. So it's much longer than what I hoped it would be, because usually a blog I would like to put some pictures in there and stuff like that. So it's definitely much longer, but I like the structure of it. I think I like the beginning. I like the meat. I like how we have been able to plug envision stuff in it. Not painting the ATIA event as too bad, because I think they'll also read it. So it's sort of, I think it's a good blog, and I like how there is a metaphor or a comparison between the weather and the ATIA, and how I was able to start with that in the beginning and how I was able to tie it up. So I'm gonna stop for now here, because I will definitely want to edit it, but I think I'll take a break, come back after some time and edit it then. And because now I'm a bit too engrossed in it, so yeah, now if I edit it, I'm just gonna have the same motion. So I'm gonna take a break and come back and look at it with fresh eyes, and I think then I'll be able to edit it with like a fresh perspective, and that's usually how it looks. It turns out better. Um, so yeah, so that's basically how it feels to be working with me. So just long hours of me silently doing stuff. That's basically what it is. I can imagine it's not very entertaining. But yeah, I just didn't want my work to stop me from streaming every week, because I think this is gonna happen probably a lot more often. Like building my company, building my startup is my primary focus, and that is what is gonna be the primary focus, and everything else is as of now a secondary thing for me. So this is, I think, a nice way for me to be able to still keep my primary focus and like not lose out on doing stuff like this, doing stuff like a live streaming. And yeah, maybe next time I'll probably do something a bit more interesting that all of you guys would also be interested in seeing. If there is anything specific about running a company, behind the scenes stuff that all of you would like to see, let me know. Happy to make more videos and sort of share my experiences in that as well, because I do believe there's a lot of like little things that go into building a company, and yeah, if I can be you're transparent about the way things are happening and you share some of my experiences, maybe it might be helpful to some of you out there who do also want to start a company at some point. So this was me just a recapping event that we went to. So this is sort of something that I will be presenting to my team tomorrow, and the blog will also probably be published tomorrow on our website. So yeah, so it feels good that I was able to tick two things off my to-do list. I did the report, I did the blog, and the third thing, I also did the live stream. So that'll be it for this week. Thank you so much for everyone who joined. This is probably the longest one I did, but yeah, I hope it was fun for those of you who stuck through the end. And if you ever want to work again, I think this could also be a great way. If you have some work to do, you can have this stream playing in the background and do your own work, and that it doesn't feel like you're working alone, but you have somebody else who's also working with you, which I think is something that I always used to enjoy doing. Just go to a library and work, or just go to my faculty and work, because it's nice when you have other people also working alongside of you. So yeah, if you want to use this a stream as something like that, it would be something that you could also do. All right, with that, I'm going to bring this one to an end. Thank you. Have a good week, and I'll see you next week.